Hey, Nick.
Hello, Adam.
Good day.
Good day, good day. How are you?
I'm good. I got an email from an explorer, and this is someone that I actually met at a college audience I was speaking at recently.
Okay.
And she was asking about starting a business while in college. So my first question to you, did you start a business in college?
I did not start a business in college.
You didn't at all?
Yeah, I had a job.
What did you do?
I was a tutor.
Okay.
And then I also was a resident assistant.
Oh, yeah?
When I was a senior in college.
Yeah.
So I didn't necessarily start a business. I wasn't, even though Santa Clara was in the Silicon Valley, I was exposed to entrepreneurship, but it was always a conversation like, I can't do that. Well, especially while I'm in college.
Yeah.
I'm in college to like learn.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So it was a different mindset for me.
That's interesting. So
Yeah.
your intent was to go to school, learn, get a degree, but not to get exposed to business necessarily, or
Yeah.
do your own business.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was trained on or not trained, but I was on the very traditional path of go to college to get a job, to earn money.
Yeah. So I was completely different.
Yeah.
I was all about the businesses, starting businesses in school. My greatest business adventure was I bought a popcorn vending machine
Nice.
with my cousin. We actually bought two of them, and they were $5,000 a piece. I bought them largely on student loan money. I'm embarrassed to say. And the business did not work well because the machines, were puffed up on what they could do and how much you'd make, but in reality, they broke down a lot, and it was a great learning opportunity for me.
Sure.
So here's the deal. We're going to talk about how do you start a business in college, specifically around this particular email that I got from this student who said she wanted to start a business doing service, like social media marketing was kind of what she wanted to offer, but was unclear about how to get started in that business.
Gotcha.
Specifically around things like checking accounts, does she need to have an LLC, how would she market, those kinds of things.
Gotcha.
So I want to bounce ideas back and forth about
Sure.
how somebody might set that up.
Yep.
First of all, what is your take on business accounts, checking accounts, that kind of stuff?
So I think it's necessary. However, if we were to take a step back, the first thing that I would want to see is if my business idea is actually viable. So first of all, is someone willing to pay me? I think in the beginning stages of a business or an idea, I think it is safe to just start off with Venmo or cash. I know people who start like resume building workshops or how to beautify your resume, and they charge students like $20, right? So first of all, like if you can, I don't know if there's a threshold, but if you can earn $1,000, I think it's worth opening up a business checking account or savings account.
Okay.
That's what I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So your recommendation is Venmo, cash, probably PayPal, if, for simplicity of putting a link on a site and somebody paying you that way.
Yep.
That would be one way to do it. My recommendation would be similar to Nick's. You're going to end up starting a business account, but the main reason to do this is I think a lot of young people will start a business and they will commingle their funds. So they'll have a personal checking account where they deposit all their income into, and then they pay all their bills out of it, but they never really keep track of what was a business expense and what was a personal expense.
That happened with me when I started my business.
Yeah. And then at tax time, that becomes the challenge because, an accountant's going to say, well, how much did you spend on this? Oh, I'm not really sure. I didn't keep track of all that.
Yeah.
Whereas when you have a business account, if all income goes in there and you're just paying yourself $200 a month or $500 a month or whatever it is, that's your personal income, but all the business expenses should be paid out of that.
Gotcha. So clarity.
Yes.
Cool.
The idea of do I start out as a sole proprietor or an LLC? My recommendation is start out as a sole proprietor until, to your point, you figure out that this thing actually has legs, right? Sole proprietors essentially are just independent individual business owners, and you're not taxed as a corporation, C Corp or S Corp. Literally, the income you make is income you're going to make and be taxed upon, right? Minus your expenses. When the business gets going, then it's time to probably turn it into an LLC, which is a limited liability company. That varies state by state. In Iowa, it's $50. In California, it's $800, right? So it depends on where you are, but you're going to check in with the Secretary of State to see what would it take to establish a business within your state.
Yeah. Okay. And there's a lot of different resources. I just want to share personally, the first place I went to was LegalZoom. was a very harmless, easy process. I think it was, everything happened within, I want to say like 3 weeks or so.
Yep.
And it was cool because I got, like the maroon legal bound, with the name of my company.
Oh, yeah, very nice.
So it was a very like gratifying experience to be able to.
Because it felt professional.
It felt, oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, now you were legit.
I'm legit.
Now you're legit. Yeah, very good. So if you are a student like this young friend of mine who emailed, and you're wondering what kind of business could you start, there's a lot of different businesses out there on college campuses. I met a young lady the other day who she had made $30,000 reselling things that she bought at Goodwill or off of Craigslist. Sold them on Poshmark, sold it on Etsy. So there's a lot of different ways to do that kind of resale business. You could start a lawn mowing business in school. You could start a window washing business for a little bit of nothing. You could buy some DJ equipment and go out and start DJing. Right? So lots of different ways to make money in school, as well as starting, in this young lady's case, a social media strategy company. And so I talked with a group of guys at a recent event who were wanting to do this and said, well, how would I even get started? So walk me through that. How would you start a social media strategy company?
How would I start a social media strategy? Well, and I was in college.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing I would do is I would get a physical map or like Google Maps and see all the local businesses around the college campus, and in particular ones that target college campuses. So for example, the one that I'm thinking of is Santa Clara. There's a Mission Creamery, which is the best ice cream
of course
ever. And so I would go there and see, what is their current social media strategy? Do they have the amount of followers that they have? Are they able to get their message across? If there's BOGOs or if there are promotions, like are they actually getting into the hands of college students? And if not, then I would pitch.
Totally.
That hey, this is what I can do. I can help, etc.
Totally.
Yeah.
So that's almost exactly what I told them to do, is go through their local establishments and find out, are they on Google Places? Do they have an Instagram account? Are they on YouTube? How are they promoting offers? Are they promoting offers? And then going in and saying, hey, here's what we can do. For X amount of setup charge and this amount per month, we will run all of your social media on these channels. And
that's cool.
So yeah, this one gentleman that I talked to about it sent me a note on Facebook a short time later and said, hey, I went out and secured my first client.
Nice.
They paid him $1,000 up front to get everything set up, and $250 a month for him to run Facebook ads, to run Instagram, just shots off stories and posts on Instagram, and basically create offers on a weekly basis for drink specials and whatnot.
Yeah,
right.
Oh, that's awesome.
But he created it just like that.
Yeah. I think that's what's really cool with particularly social media, or just the college market, or as a college student. One of the things that I really found, or will say when I'm speaking in front of college students, is that college is the best time to start a business. Because it really is a playground for you to fail and learn, and not have the consequences as if you were post college.
Right.
And there's a lot of different resources. So, you can go to the business school, you can work with the, finance professors, economics professors, operations professors. You can even, I don't know, I'm going off the top of the dome here, but like even like social studies, for example, just study culture or whatever the case is. And you can go to office hours and it's free because you're already paying as a college student. So, and there's a lot of market data too, especially if you go to a big school.
Totally.
USC or,
Yeah, I would agree. I think it's one of the most, I don't want to say risk-free, but there's less risk certainly in taking some of those opportunities in starting a business while you're in school than after. So for sure. So let's leave with a challenge.
So the challenge is to really brainstorm what businesses you could start while you're in college. And take at least one action to move that forward. So whether it's having a conversation with a professor, getting with a person in your dorm who can be your potential business partner, or actually pitching to someone that this is what you do and this is how much it is, do that.
Yeah, we want to see a brainstorm list. If you have ideas, comment below on the video on YouTube, or send us emails. You can send it to questions@masteryofmoney.com. We'd love to answer them on the next mailbag episode. Tomorrow's show is a That Just Happened, and we have a a winged caper that we're going to share with you. That's a little tease.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Okay.
It's going to be finger licking good. We'll see you tomorrow.